Good morning, dear aspirant. To start with today's news, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. This comes under GS 3 Science and Text. Famous Maestro and Grammy Award winner passed away in San Francisco due to this IPF disease. This disease is a serious chronic disease that affects the tissue surrounding the alveoli, lungs, and air sacs. The lung tissues become thick and stiff for unknown reasons. Fibrosis can make it progressively more difficult to breathe for the patient. Complications from IPF including pulmonary hypertension and respiratory failure. This prevents the brain and other organs from getting the oxygen they need. Individuals with a history of smoking or a family history of IPF are at higher risk. The risk also increases with age, making older adults very susceptible for this disease. Common symptoms is like shortness of breath and dry cough. Patients might also have aching muscles and joints as well as feeling extreme tiredness. A gradual unintended loss of weight and generally feel unwell. Symptoms also include rapid shallow breathing and clubbing. There is no cure for IPF, but some treatments can help slow lung damage and improve quality of life. Medications like nintedanib or pirfenidone can help the lungs function better and reduce flare-ups. Oxygen therapy can improve breathing and exercise capacity, while ventilator support may be needed for severe cases. Morocco. This comes under GS1 Geography. Morocco is emerging as a springboard for India's ambitions to expand its footprint in Africa for defense exports. So Morocco is located in the Maghreb region in the northern and western hemisphere region of Earth. It is bordered by the two countries of Western Sahara to the south and Algeria to the east. It has coastlines on the Atlantic Ocean to the west and the Mediterranean Sea to the north. It is the only African country with the coastlines on both the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. It is the largest city and major Atlantic Ocean port in Casablanca. And two small Spanish enclaves, Ceuta and Melilla, are situated on the country's northern coast. Most of the Moroccan north of Western Sahara, particularly along the coast, experience typical Mediterranean climate. Maoya River is the most significant source of water here in Morocco. The highest point is Jebel Topkal, is the highest point of Morocco. It is also the highest peak of Atlas Mountains. It has a constitutional monarchy with two legislative houses, political system, and economy is heavily they depend on export of raw material. The capital city is Rabat. Hydroxymethane sulfate, NaH. Scientists have discovered a chemical pathway that worsens air quality in extremely cold winds, involving the formation of hydroxymethane sulfonate in aerosol particles. These findings were published in Science Advances and highlights changes in aerosol chemistry. Hydroxymethane sulfonate formation, which is a secondary aerosol, forms when formaldehyde reacts with the sulfur dioxide in the presence of liquid water. Traditionally thought to occur only in cloud and fog. Extremely low temperature cause supercooling of aerosol particles where liquid water remain unfrozen below its freezing point. Supercooled aerosols allow hydroxymethane sulfonate to form within them. Aerosol acidity dynamics. Aerosol acidity depends on the relative concentration of sulfonate ions that increase acidity. Aluminum ions neutralize acidity. Post 2022 sulfur fuel ban in Fairbanks. Sulfate ion concentration drop. Ammonium ion levels increased, reducing aerosol acidity. Ammonium dynamics in cold weather, that is in low temperature ammonium ions are less likely to evaporate into ammonium gas. This buildup of ammonium ions further reduces acidity, creating favorable conditions for hydroxymethane sulfonate formation. What are aerosols? Aerosols are tiny solid or liquid particles suspended in the air. Example, dust, smoke, fog, or chemical particles like sulfates. What is PM2.5? Fine particulate matter with a diameter less than 2.5 micrometers. It penetrates the lung and bloodstream. It causes reduced lung function, asthma aggravation, and premature deaths. Mains question: discuss the environmental and health implications of hydroxymethane sulfonate formation in cold climate. Suggest measures to mitigate its impact on air quality and public health. Thank you. Have a great day.